Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Let's talk Bumble. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tin Invest. The time is now investing. I'm your host, Jimmy Bishop. Today's episode is going to be the same as always. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is the place to go for a complete company breakdown. Basically, I'm going to do my best for you to leave with an actual understanding of what the company you're considering investing in even does. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you some fun facts that you didn't know along the way, and I'm going to do my best to keep these as concise and entertaining as possible. Well, let's not waste any more time. What's Bumble? Bumble is a social media platform represented by not only their Bumble app, but also the Badoo app. Now, Badoo is more focused outside of North America, but this makes the company a global company now. The Bumble team prides themselves on creating meaningful connections and building healthy relationships. But they aren't doing this in your typical fashion. In my eyes, Bumble is more on the progressive side of the fence. The company puts a major emphasis on being mission-driven towards, putting female first. The main task at hand is to create a safe space where women can look for a new partner. Whitney Wolf, the founder of Bumble, has had a clear goal all along, and that is to create a unique dating platform where women come first. And in my opinion, I think this is a great business plan because at the end of the day, men will go where the women are. And Bumble putting women first has, attracted a lot more women towards their platform. Within North America, the Bumble market has approximately 30% more female users compared to each male user. The next goal for the company was to change the gender dating norm, so to say. They're doing so by implementing little things, such as having the woman speak first, for example. People completely doubted the whole woman speak first approach, claiming that women won't, don't, and shouldn't speak first. Well, I think those people should keep their opinions to themselves because now, 6 years later, Bumble has celebrated 1.7 billion first moves made by women. But we're only talking about the dating side of the Bumble app. The app also offers Bumble Biz, which is focused on business and networking connections, and Bumble BFF, which is focused on, friendships. I can see this also being a way for people to connect with, let's say, a new roommate in a safer method, or maybe if they do on-campus connection, who knows? The options are kind of endless, and this made me think, is the future of Bumble just a dating app, or can it be the app where people go to make all sorts of different kinds of connections, essentially morphing the app into a premier product to connect you with people you don't know yet? Bumble seems to also be adding more features beyond its app to help create an omni-channel-like connection for its users. What I'm referring to is Bumble Brew. Bumble Brew is the company's future envisionment of the perfect first meeting point, so to say. The coffee shop by day and wine bar by night serves as a spot for Bumble users who are either networking or on a date or just meeting a new friend. It gives them, like I said, the perfect first meeting point. And it allows the woman to actually feel safe when meeting a complete stranger. Because think about it, the waiters, the waitresses, everyone knows that they're meeting a complete stranger. So I'm sure the company will be able to implement different features to help get out of a bad date, make sure everyone's safe, make sure everything's acting appropriate. You know what I'm getting at? It's a safe place to meet a stranger, so to say. The first one is expected to open up later this year in Soho. Nonetheless, the company must remain focused on keeping a good experience for its main user base and continue to stay true to its roots. CEO Wolf stated that she, and I quote, spent the early years of Bumble reading nearly every customer feedback email and App Store review and other communication streams of user feedbacks. She then goes on to mention how some of the most successful product features, including the Bumble BFF discovery platform, came from listening to the users. The customer-first approach not only led to the addition of new features, but I believe it has a direct correlation to the app being one of the most downloaded in its categories. Bumble users connect deeply with the brand, thus doubling as a powerful marketing tool. Word of mouth is what's leading to the company's growth so far, and this is evidenced by the fact that only, listen to this, 21% of the new users came from actual paid for marketing in the year ended 2019. So meaning all the other 79%, they didn't pay for that marketing and get them, they just came to the app. Okay, so now let's get into the next part of the video, the numbers. How does Bumble make money? Well, both the Bumble and the Badoo app monetize via a freemium model, where the use of the service is free and the money is then made by some of the users who pay for subscriptions or in-app purchases in order to access premium features. Those features include unlimited likes, being able to see who likes you, and a few others. The features are meant to maximize the user's probability and speed of developing a meaningful connection with the right person. Now, Bumble saw their total paying users increase about 30% year over year. They went from having about 2.2 million paying users all the way up to about 2.8 million total paying users. Now, what's considered a paying user? Well, by Bumble's definition, it's a person that purchased or renewed a Bumble subscription within a given month. So, it should be considered that whether you buy, let's say, a one-time $5 surge of swipes, or if you're a consistent $30 a month monthly subscription user, you're still considered a paying user by Bumble's definition. The average revenue per paying user on Bumble, now I'm only talking about the Bumble app, not the Badoo app, is about $27.75 per user, and that's on an annual basis. So each year, every paying user, just paying user, pays about $27.75 on the app. Now, this number is up almost 12% year over year. But then again, an Uber costs you 11% more than it did last year. Used car prices, those are up about 30%. A flight, that's up about 26%. What I'm getting at, my point in this, is maybe Bumble hasn't gotten much better at making more money, but maybe this number is just going up and growing with inflation. I don't know. I could be wrong and I could completely be off, but I believe that it's worth considering this. As for some valuation numbers, the company IPO'd in February at about $8 billion a share. Now, today, it's at about $6.57 billion. But this is still relatively really low when comparing it to, let's say, like the Match Group. They're over $40 billion. Now, since I brought up the Match Group, we might as well get started with the next part. Who's the competition? In my eyes, you can't really consider investing in a company without looking at their competitors. The company's main competitors includes names like Match.com. The Match.com name is one that is, older than myself, that's one thing. And what makes them so special is while Bumble, let's say, only has them in the Badoo app, the Match name is the parent company to over 40 different brands within the online dating space, such as like Hinge, OkCupid, and even Tinder. A fun fact for all you, Whitney Wolf, the Bumble founder, was one of the co-founders of Tinder. I think for someone who's bullish on the online dating industry, but also doesn't want to bet on the growth of just the new Bumble name, then maybe the Match Group is a more secure investment since they have the support and diversification from over 40 different brands. But then again, you should also always take into consideration that I am not a financial advisor, and you should never, ever, ever be making decisions based on what I say. All right, so moving on. In addition to Match, I see a competitor being extremely overlooked, and that's because they're not necessarily a competitor just yet. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about no one else other than Facebook. The Facebook company is one that has so much more data on all of us. Meaning, if they wanted to, okay, think about this. Facebook adds a feature on their Instagram. It's called Instadate, where all you have to do is add account. And you're now downloaded with Instagram. You can go on there and swipe left, right, just how Bumble works. But Facebook has the data of the things you like on Instagram, what you think is funny, what you're following, who your mutual friends are. They can put all this together to essentially match you with the perfect match. This is why you see Bumble, they're preparing for this by investing and focusing more on machine learning and data analytics to drive for better match outcomes. Nonetheless though, Mark Zuckerberg is not the one to sleep on. And Facebook introducing a dating feature is one that should terrify any potential investor. Alright, so now time for the pros and cons. Really, all that we're left with here is some of my biggest fears of the company. And the first one I have for you is customer sustainability. This could definitely serve as a problem if the app can't find a way to keep people who, let's say if you came to the app looking to find that special someone and you find it and it works out, everything goes good, now the app's pretty much useless to you. I think it's in Bumble's best interest to build upon their BFF and their biz idea to try to make the app useful for someone even in a relationship. The next fear is pretty basic. The more ads that Bumble adds, the worse the consumer's experience will become. Just look at Snapchat. You can't go more than 3 Snap stories without being bombarded by advertisements. And overall, the experience has gotten worse. The final scare to me is really just how important the name is to Bumble. Meaning unfavorable media coverage can completely destroy the company. Imagine news articles drop about heinous crimes occurring on specifically Bumble dates. I think for any potential investor, you 100% need to take in consideration that the Bumble name is detrimental to its success. Think about it. Dating apps have constantly come and gone. Years ago, Match.com was the best, followed by, Tinder, which looked like the holy grail of the dating apps until Bumble came around. What I'm getting at here is even though Bumble may seem unbeatable at the moment, it's up to the company to make sure that their name isn't tarnished and they continue to offer a unique and constantly improving dating platform. Alright, well I guess since this is called the pros and cons, I'll leave you all with one pro. And this one actually really blew my mind. As of 2017, approximately 40% of new couples met online. Now this is crazy to consider that not even 10 years ago online dating was meant for pretty much creepy old weirdos, and now it's surpassed bars, restaurants, and even friends as a top source of where new couples met. According to Bumble, the global online dating market is expected to grow to $9.9 billion by 2025. And Whitney Wolf looks to put her company at the heart of this change by creating a safe space where girls and guys can feel comfortable about meeting, complete strangers. Well, everyone, that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Every time I see my subscribers and likes go up, it kind of acts as confirmation okay, this is worth it, keep going. And if you didn't like this video, then please let me know in the comments below. That way I can continue to improve moving forward. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and always remember, the time is now.